please go ahead and book your sessions. Hello, hello, Dominica. I hope you're well. Welcome.
Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic. I was just saying that if you haven't booked your one-to-one sessions for this week, please go ahead and log that in whilst we wait for the rest of your team. Please go ahead and book.
Thanks. I've already booked mine. So good.
Amazing, amazing. So whilst we're waiting for the rest of your team, you can get your water breaks, you can do whatever you need to do before we start. Main thing is to get comfortable. Welcome, Natalie. Welcome, Natalie. I hope you're well. I've just literally seen your booking. Literally, it just popped up. And you popped up as well. So very good timing. Very, very good timing. Good evening, Ola. Good evening, Ola. I hope you're well. I hope everything is great.
It's good. How are
Fantastic. You? I'm doing well. I can't complain one bit. All right. If you haven't booked your one-to-one sessions for this week, please go ahead and book. Please go ahead and book your one-to-one sessions if you haven't already done so. Edriza, the same. Damien, the same. If you haven't booked your one-to-one session for this week, please go ahead and book. Janine, welcome. Welcome. If you have not booked your one-to-one session this week, please go ahead and book. And also, if you just joined us, welcome to the business session, not the digital. Whilst we're waiting for everyone else to join, please, if you need to go for water break, if you need to do anything, use this time to go and pretty much do all those things. Okay, use this time to go and do everything that you need to do. Please mute yourself. For me, please mute yourself. Again, if you have not booked your one-to-one sessions, please take this time and go and book. I am checking our email box, so I'm seeing everyone that's booking. So far, I have seen Natalie booking. So Sharita, Bridget, Bella, Damien, Edriza, Gift, Jamie, Janine. If you've already booked your one-to-one session, please don't book it twice for this week. Okay, if you haven't, please go ahead. Let's use this time to just get that out of the way. Okay, let's just get it out of the way. If you haven't booked your one-to-one session, and I hope the website, most of you should be completed or close to being done. Now, if it's not, if you're stuck, like I said previously, make sure you send an email to Maxwell. I'm just going to put it in the chat just in case. Maxwell is also in the WhatsApp group as well. Maxwell is also in the WhatsApp group. This is Maxwell's email. So please make sure you book some time with him tomorrow. You book some time with him tomorrow, okay? Just to repeat, if you haven't booked your one-to-one session, go ahead and book it, okay? Now, the slots gets taken up very quickly, okay? So if you don't book it, the time that you think that you're ready to book it, you may not get the slot that you want. So that's why it's important to just book it as quick as possible so you can get your slots, in. For those of you that have already booked, how is your landing page going? How is your landing page going? By the way, if you see me looking this way, okay, it's because I've got another screen. So it's not that I'm not paying attention. Just in case you see me looking this way. How is your landing page going? You can put it in a chat how it's going. But first, make sure you book your one-to-one session for this week.
Sorry, Obed, sorry, a quick question. When you say your one-to-one session, are you talking about with our personal coaches or?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, with your business coaches.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So far I have Anissa in, I have Bella just booked as well. I have Sharita in, I've got Bridget in as well. So these are the people that have just booked their one-to-ones that I have seen. Okay. Please go ahead and book it. Please go ahead and book your one-to-ones as soon as possible. All right, we're going to start exactly at 10 past. So last 6 minutes, please use that time to do whatever you need to do. Get your notebooks. I know some of you are still working on your landing page, but we will be starting in 6 minutes. Okay, we will be starting in 6 minutes. If you have not booked your one-to-one, please go ahead and book your one-to-one sessions for this week. Janine, I've just got your one-to-one session booking. Fantastic. Fantastic. So we will be starting in exactly 6 minutes. Okay. Water break, whatever you need, please go and take it before we start. But we will be starting very, very soon. Jamie, how is it going, Jamie? Fantastic. Fantastic.
Obed, I had a question
Mm-hmm.
to do with the landing page. For some reason, it won't let me add images to my landing page. I've been really struggling to put some images or change the logo or anything like that.
Okay. What the best advice I can give you is to send Maxwell an email. So
Okay.
I put Maxwell's email in the chat previously. I'm going to put it in there again. By the way, Maxwell is also in the WhatsApp group. Okay, Maxwell is also in the WhatsApp group, and he's more responsive via email, but also if he sees the message in the WhatsApp group, he will also respond. In terms of him being able to solve your problem for you quickly, if it's in the email and you specifically, if it's not a session that you want to have with him, but he needs to look into something for you, he can go into your account and do it for you. Okay, so please send Maxwell an email or put something in the group chat. He will pick it up in the WhatsApp group chat. He will pick it up and he will make sure that you're sorted. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Damien, how are we feeling? How are you doing, Damien?
I'm doing pretty good. Still updating because I know you added some of my reels as well to put into the website, so I'm trying to focus on that. But the words are pretty much done. The images are pretty much done. I just need the first image to be punchy, I guess.
All right, fantastic. That's good. That's good to hear. Jennifer, how is it going? How's your Monday going so far?
Yeah, it's going well, thanks. Finished work not long ago. In terms of my website, Jiffa suggested like an AI tool where you can create images. So that was much better than I thought it would be. It's been really effective and that allowed me to create a vision before I've actually received a product. So yeah, going really well.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Can you send me the link to book my one-to-one session? Okay, Stuart, I am going to try to send it to you. Right now, my screens are all occupied, but I'm going to send it to you shortly after this session. Okay. All right. Janine, how are you? How's everything going? How's your landing page?
I finished my landing page a long time ago because I thought that was what we were supposed to do. But yep. What else did I do? I can't remember, but I finished something else I was told to do. Oh, the personal branding.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Very, very good. Very, very good. Okay, very, very good. Jamie, I just received your one-to-one booking for this week as well. Fantastic. Michelle, how are you? How's everything going, Michelle?
Hi, I'm good. Everything's good. Yeah, my landing page is all done. I had a great session with on Friday, and so I just have to like update the copy, and I had some branding exercises that I'm still going through, but yeah, things are good. My landing page is done, so I feel pretty good about it.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Bella, how are you feeling this glorious Monday? How's everything going?
This glorious Monday is amazing. As you know, Obed, I'm always in networking sessions. So I'm in a different location at the moment because I was speaking with people, and it's going so well. Yeah, I completed the landing page. I think there's only the logo piece and the business name, to be honest with you, that I need to work on, and the about page, the contact about us page, but the content for the first page is done. I spent a lot of time on that on the weekend. But it's good. It was a really good exercise to showcase the benefits of other people working with myself, for example, and how I'd like to be portrayed as kind of like a personal branding piece as well. One thing that was interesting was I tried to focus on having a video, but I think the landing page, there was only 7 seconds for the video. So that was one thing that if we can have a video on our landing page, which is longer than 7 seconds, that would be great. But I managed to do 7 seconds, just kind of like a experiment piece. But it worked out in the end.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. And last but not least, Sarah, how's everything going? How's your Monday going? And of course, your landing page, how is it going? When you can unmute.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, today, Monday's been fine. I haven't done anything towards my business today, but over this weekend, I went over to, what's it called? The British Library. So this is for everyone to hear out. If you guys want to do like field research, you need the correct database to have access, right? So if you register with the British Library, I think they have loads of locations, but they recently had like a cyber attack, so they've limited their access to, I think, only in King's Cross in London and one more. But anyway, if you book an appointment and then you go in and see them, and you kind of tell them what research you want to do, they will prepare like a half an hour window for like an assistant to do some research with you and give you access to see what you want to look at. So I went over to do that, but I actually had a misunderstanding with the timing, so I wasn't able to do the research. But yeah, so I'm going to reschedule and I'm going to do that, I think, this weekend. But yeah, that was kind of what I was planning to do for this week. So I'm just going to try to get that done for this week. And I can send you guys the link for what I'm talking about. Obed, you probably know what I'm referring to, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's all. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, before we get into it, please make sure your cameras are on. Right now, let's get into the notion of knowing the expectations. Make sure your cameras are on just so that we can get moving, right? Make sure your cameras are on. It's very, very important. One of the reasons why we're doing this is because you need to be able to get comfortable with your cameras on as a business owner, right? I can't imagine myself turning up to a meeting with my camera off. It's just so off, right? So please make sure your cameras are on so that we can get the best out of the session. Please make sure your cameras are turned on. All right. Fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone. Now, today's session is about us looking into key approach for validating your offer, right? We've been talking about the landing page. We've been talking about your target audience or customers, who's going to be purchasing from you. And now we need to start looking at, okay, what approach are we going to use to get our product or service or our MVP to the people that we say we want to serve, right? What avenues, what ways? And for some of you in our one-to-one sessions, we've been kind of looking into some of these things briefly, but this session is going to allow us to kind of expand and look at the different methods available for us to be able to achieve this, right? Especially, this session should start you off with the basic understanding of, okay, this is where I need to be. This is where I need to go. This is the things that I need to put together, okay? Essentially, that's what this session is going to be around. And of course, by the end, you would understand 8 practical ways to validate your idea, right? Both online and offline. You're going to choose one of the methods that fits your business. You're going to create a 2-week action plan. Remember, I didn't say a 2-week plan. The key word here is action, right? For some of you, you're already walking into this action, especially for the software-based businesses, you're already walking into it. So this session would give clarity and of course the service base as well, okay? Leave ready to test your idea in the real world. So this is where the results, or when we talk about creating results, when we talk about taking actionable step, a lot of us are right here where we need to start getting some real tangible data to allow us to make real decisions, right? I know for especially Vivian, she has her soft launch tomorrow, okay? There's a few other people that are also looking to get some feedback. Stuart sent me his survey to look at before it goes out as well. So some of you are literally here, right? Those of you that are a little bit behind, right? It's about having that trajectory, that this is where we are, of course, going to be, and to make sure that you're most prepared for it. All right, so I want to ask this question, and before you answer, I would really want you to take time to really think about it holistically, okay? Take time to think about this. And why does validation matter? Why does validation matter? Why does validation matter? And you can unmute or you can put it in the chat. But why does validation matter? And I don't want you to straight away just start talking. I want you to think holistically about it, right? And relate it to you. Why does validation matter? Anyone? I want the answer to be in relation to you, not an advice to someone. So I want you to speak to yourself like you're telling yourself why it matters, and give me examples. Okay, so I know Bethlehem has said something, Natalie has said something, but I want you to look at it pertaining to your current situation. Why does validation matter? Anyone? So Aisha said, validation gives me confidence. Wait, we need to wake up if we haven't. I feel like it's too quiet for my liking. Okay, let's wake up. Let's wake up. And I want to hear voices more than texting, right? Or messaging. All right. Why does validation matter? So Aisha mentioned validation gives me confidence to continue. Aisha said validation gives her confidence to continue. Bella said It matters for me in sales audits because it means I can focus on my offer and refine my approach. Vivian said, so my product could fulfill the customer needs. Bethlehem said, so I know there's a demand and audience for my product. Jennifer, it provides proof that what I'm working on is actually valuable in a real world and removes ideas of delusion. Wow. Jennifer, can you unmute? I want you to expand on this.
I think sometimes when you sit on something for too long, it's easier for doubt to creep in. But when you actually have that kind of manifestation in real life where people telling you that they would actually pay for it and there's actually real evidence to show that it's needed, then it's much harder to doubt yourself or to think that it's something that's made up in your head because you actually have real, like, tangible evidence.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Anissa mentioned business is really expensive. And I feel like, Anissa, the way you've put this, it hits home for me personally. But business is really expensive. Hiring software developers, etc., is expensive. So I need to make sure before investing time and effort, this is an idea worth pursuing, right? So I know money is not being wasted. This is so, so important. And it's not only just from a software development perspective, right? But just in general business. And I want to, Anissa, if you can unmute and really expand on this, because it's super, super important.
I think it's because you don't want to get down the line and realize that, especially in like software business, like no one wants to invest in you, especially investors. So you wasted all your time and effort into an idea that's already been done and someone else is doing it better. So just making sure that whatever unique selling point or whatever your business is actually trying to solve is actually solving that problem before you invest money and time, because it's really hard to come back from that failure and moving on to a different business. So it's really important, if you're going to fail early rather than failing like literally when you're about to issue that app or software, etc.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. And Indigo mentioned evidence people will give you money, ability to identify who target audience really is. And Indigo, do you want to give us an expansion on that statement?
Yeah, so when you first start a business, when you've just got the idea, you have loads of assumptions of who you think wants your product or service. But when you actually put it in front of a real market, it tells you truly who it really is. So you might have an idea that this is the problem I'm solving, but until you have actual concrete evidence and data, you don't really know that. And I think it's really easy to get stuck in your head and romanticize the idea of something and get caught up in the planning, which is why I'm really big on throwing yourself out there and failing forward and trying. So yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that, Indigo. Michelle said, validating my idea helps me make informed decision about what hero product to launch with before investing money into production. So this is a product-based answer. And Michelle, can you please unmute and expand on that? Because this is more for product-based entrepreneurs. So for those of you that are creating a product, this is so, so important. Michelle, are you able to unmute and just expand on your...
Sure, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I'm in the kind of phase of contacting like suppliers and manufacturers and kind of sampling, and yeah, like for a product-based business, like that already in itself is pretty expensive. And so I think I know what I would like to launch with, but I would ideally like to validate that idea so that I can pivot before placing an order that's like thousands of pounds and having it not land. So yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. And of course, everything that everyone said pretty much is why validation matters, right? A lot of the times when we think about business, and right now, the generation that we're in, starting a business is like, okay, well, I've got an idea. I'm just going to go and do it. Right? We have that approach. Now, back in, let's just say, early 2000, right? Starting a business, when I went to even my university and I said I want to start a business, the first thing that they got me to do is to, one, put together a business plan and go and test it in the most cheapest way possible. Right? That should be the natural framework, especially validation simply allows you to test it in the most cheapest way. In the most cheapest way. And we're going to go into that in the coming, of course, slides, but then it just allows you to just get out of your own head and see what it is that you're trying to do if everybody agrees with you, or if most people agrees with you. And sometimes going through this phase allows you to be like, oh, actually, I wasn't actually solving anybody's problem. I thought it was a problem, but from speaking to people and hearing people out, this is actually the problem, right? So before you've invested any amount of 500, £1,000 into it, you have saved yourselves by just getting people's, of course, opinion. And it's super, super, of course, important. Now, why validation matters: before you invest, test. Test. And test it in a controlled environment. Bella, I've seen your hand up.
Yes, quick question for you, Obed. Validation, I definitely see the benefit of it. However, how much time would you say we'd need to spend time validating it, right? Because the whole purpose of it is, as you said, like test before we invest. How much time do we need to spend testing so we don't spend, let's say 5 months just testing the idea and then another 5 months testing another idea and then so on and so on? Is there like a time frame we should you'd stick by?
So there isn't a specific time frame, because obviously based on your business and what it is, it might be more intricate than maybe a much simpler business. But typically the idea is ASAP. So if you can use a week to get your answers, if you're someone that's very proactive, maybe you're someone that is ready to run some £10 ads, you can get your results within 2 days, 3 days. For some businesses, it could be a month, based on the process that they've laid out to get that validation. Yeah, so it's typically, you want to be, if your business is a straightforward business, I don't think you should spend more than a week trying to get some real feedback. And when I say feedback, I'm not talking about from your friends or family, right? Really get feedback from people who don't care about you, but they care about you solving their problem. They're going to give you the honest truth. Okay? But as soon as possible, Bella, you would want to get that. How? On the streets? Yes, the streets can be one, Janine. The streets can be one as well. Okay? Validation saves time, money, and energy, and it helps you discover, is there a real demand? Who truly needs this? Will people pay for it? Okay. Now, one of the things that Indigo mentioned was that sensationalizing or falling in love with your idea, right? A lot of the times that's the mistake that we make, because we don't fall in love with the problem. The problem is the key. If I'm going to pay you, you solving the problem is the key, right? And in validation phase, don't worry if you have to change the whole face of the business. It's for that, it's specifically for that. Yeah, it's specifically for that. Now, before we go into our groups and of course start to map out some of these things for our business, I want to go through the different validation methods. The different validation methods, And then we're going to go out into our groups and we're going to start to actually do some work. Okay. Now, I've put together 8 validation methods. And for some of you, your business will fall into at least one of these things, right? For at least one of these methods, you're already doing it. Okay. But it's all about expansive and just opening your minds to how you can use what you're doing and apply it in a different way. So first of all, customer conversations, right? Customer conversation. So potential customer conversation. You want to have a conversation. If that's your validation method for your business, a lot of it, you would need to go to local spaces, WhatsApp group, social media direct messaging. If you're trying to generate some conversation with people, you want to be looking at these things, right? Interviewing 5 to 10 people who are going to be your potential customers. Ask what frustrates them. And a lot of the times, the mistake that we make is we already go in trying to convince someone, right? Trying to convince someone to buy into our idea. So it's not really fair because you want to make sure you're asking questions that allows the person to mention something that obviously you're trying to solve or a solution, but you don't go in asking questions like, this is my business, this is what I do. Is this something that you would want to use? No, right? You go with understanding, okay, what is the problem around this thing for you? Let them speak. And the more people speak, naturally, you begin to map out, okay, I am solving the problem. So after they finish speaking, so what do you think about a possible solution being, do you think it solves everything that you've talked about? Or what's the percentage, right? So having that conversation, you want to always be the listener, right? So landing page or waitlist. Landing page or waitlist, and which is something that you're all doing, right? Describe your offer clearly, add a sign up or a pre-order button. So for some of you, and on Wednesday, for some of you, your button will be linked to maybe people making pre-orders. For some of you, your button will be people submitting their name, email, number. For some of you, your call to action will be around someone filling out some kind of questionnaire. Okay, but it's for you to understand that, okay, landing page, I could use it to get the data. Social media post test. This is so, so important. And for all of you, I see you using this in conjunction with your landing page. Social media post test is one of the most quickest way to get yourself into a marketplace, as in a crowded place, that people can give you some kind of expression of interest or inquiry, right? So if I was selling this code, let me stop share and you can see. If I was selling this code, right? And I want to find out if people are going to buy this, or I'm thinking about creating a code like this. I'm going to create maybe one prototype, or I'm going to get some images and I'm going to talk about the features of this code. And I'm going to talk about who would likely benefit from this code. And then I'm going to run a social media post ad, right? A social media post ad. So I can do it either on TikTok. TikTok is really, really good when it comes to actually getting some expression of interest. TikTok is so good, so, so good, right? Instagram is a little bit good, but TikTok, because TikTok is relatively new, right? It's still an open platform to be discovered. Okay. Now I would just run a £10 ad for the week. Right? £10 ad for the week. One of the ways that I would do it is, okay, I am going to be launching X date. if you would want to be part of the first people that get this product, please provide me with your name, email, and of course, number, right? At the end of the week, I would know if people want this or not. Because TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, they all have ways in which you can actually look at the metrics, the analytics of this, right? People that went onto the page, the parts of the page that people spent most time on, how many times people clicked, how many people didn't click the call to action. I can actually see a breakdown of everything. I can actually do pre-order. People can pay 30% or 50% of the price, right? So there's so many ways in which we can do this. So I want you to, again, think really expansive. Prototype and sample test. So for those of you that are, of course, doing anything product-based, anything that can be touched, felt, anything in that correlation, local markets, schools, co-working spaces. Right now, I know within Business Launchpad, Tooting Works, there's about 80 to 100 businesses in there, right? If they fit your target group, there's no way that you shouldn't be speaking to Giovanni to map out an opportunity for you to run something there. Okay, the goal is to get people to observe how people use it and what they say. All these things are ways in which you can get your product in front of people. Pop-up stores and market stands is also a very, very good way, right? I know especially with Business Launchpad and Tooting Works, they run events. They also have event spaces that are booked by different kind of organization. It's just about speaking to the person that works or deals with that part of stuff and ask what type of people are booking. Do they align with your product? Speak to those people, see if you can get some sample of your things within their event to see what people are saying. All these things are ways that you can actually do this. Bella, I've seen your hand up.
Yes, this is amazing. Obed, I had no idea that there was a network that we could access within Tooting Works. That's fantastic. And I think you also have a partnership with Piano House, if I'm not wrong. So Piano House and Tooting Works. Is there like events that are run where we could potentially meet some founders from Tooting Works as well? And then we could like spread the word about BLP, that we're part of the BLP, and then they also could be potential customers that we could, or just people that we'd like to speak with, really, who fit our target audience. For example, I work in sales, and a lot of, I'd say, tech companies need some sort of sales. If there is an opportunity for us to enter any events that they're hosting at Tooting Works, or like, how do you recommend we reach out to them? I think that's a really good opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely, right? And this is the type of conversations that we should be having. These are the type of conversations. I'm really happy that you caught onto it, right? It means your brain is active, looking for opportunities. That's good. Now, you would want to first send an email to Giovanni. Giovanni will speak internally with the team and get back to you, right? But this is something that we've been also looking into create within Tooting Works and BLP working together and bringing the tenants in the building, right? As in the entrepreneurs or the business owners in the building together to potentially do something. So this is a very good thing that you've raised. So send an email to Giovanni and he'll be more than happy to kind of like get back to you in terms of what that looks like, okay? All right, so another thing is partnership or collaboration test, right? Partner with local brand influencers or vendors, right? If influencers are too expensive, a lot of the times when you look on your road, the road that you live on, right? You'd be so surprised how many businesses there that would be like, you know what? Why don't you just bring it in and we can get people to review it, or we can get people to use it and see if they like it, right? You'd be so surprised. Okay, pre-orders or deposit test. This is what I'm talking about. For those of you that are maybe creating a product base like clothing, anything to do with something that you can feel, touch, right? A lot of organizations or startups, they will start off by just getting some orders of interest, like And this is why I talked about the deposit, right? If people are going to pay you even £5 out of however much your product is worth, because they want to be part of the first people to receive it, I don't know any other validation test that is stronger than that. Right? If people are literally willing to give you their money and the product is not out yet, that's your green lights, right? To start emptying your whole savings, right? No, don't do that. Okay? To make sure that you create the product. Now, if you do pre-order or if you do deposit test, please make sure you also plan if anything goes wrong, the money is not used, so you can refund. Just in case, you can refund. So don't run pre-order test to use that money to build a product. Have the money to build a product or build the whatever service there. Make sure you use your own money to do it and not pre-order money to do it, just in case. Okay, just in case. Of course, you can do the flyer, word of mouth experiment, local areas, shops, schools. Schools are quite open to you actually working in collaboration with them, but it's the timing. You have to time it well. But schools are typically open to collaborations and working with you, especially if they know that the product is going to benefit their students to do well. If it's going to benefit their students to do well, they're open to some kind of like testing, flyers and things of that nature, okay? Now, for the pre-order, some of the platforms that you can use is, of course, WhatsApp, Instagram, PayPal, Stripe. For some of you, those that are going to be doing pre-order test, we will be creating a Stripe account for you that we would link to your landing page if people want to, if you want to collect partial payment to your service as a way of validation. Okay, now these are some of the kind of typical ways of validating. And now it's when I'm speaking about this, I want you to be thinking about, okay, I can do this, then do this. Think about how the pieces come together. So you have a landing page. You have a landing page. Okay, I have a landing page. Maybe I can run a £10 ad where I can direct people to the landing page for a week and see what, right? Start to piece things together. Start to piece things together. Now, I want us to go into our first activity, which is validation design sprint. You're going to use this as your business. So for your business, the first thing is you're going to choose your idea with your group. So your idea is share your idea, your business idea. And then you're going to choose one validation method from the 8. I already said you have the landing page, so you can't be choosing a landing page because that's default. Okay, I want you to choose a validation method. Then complete your validation design sprint framework. Now, Giovanni sent you the worksheets, okay, on Typeform. We're going to put you in your groups, and I want you to speak about the business. If you want to see the validation methods, it's also in your worksheet, as in the list of different validations. If I don't have the validation that you want to use, you can also use your own validation that you believe is right for your business. Okay, so you're not limited to these type of validations only. You can also bring in new things to the table. Okay. In your groups, we're going to try not to have more than 3 people in a group, just so that it gives enough time to communicate, to speak. And as you're speaking, allow the people that are listening to give you feedback, right? So think out loud whilst you're doing this. Don't just write it and keep it to yourself. Allow people to contribute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if you give me a moment whilst I put together the breakout rooms. I saw a clap from somewhere. I saw Edrisa's hand up. Edrisa, when you're ready.
Hi, sorry, my background might be a bit noisy. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, the clap, I don't know what happened. So how long do we have with this task?
So for this task, we have 15 minutes for this task. 15 minutes.
And on average, is there going to be like 3 people per breakout space?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure. Gift, I've seen your hand up.
Yeah, so about the validation test, how about like someone does like a Google form whereby like you send out survey to people like asking them questions about your product, what they might like, and yeah, like maybe your future clients or maybe your contacts that obviously might have been seeing some of your products, or you want to launch a product, maybe a new line or something. So like getting their honest feedback can also be part of it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. I'm just putting you in the group, so please bear with me whilst I do this. But whilst you're doing this, please speak to each other. Don't do it by yourself. Okay, so take turns and go through it. And I'll be floating, Giovanni will be floating as well. Okay. Okay. So if you see something on your screen asking you to join, please go ahead and join. Joanna, I think, have I left? All right, fantastic. I believe that's everyone apart from the note taker.
Yeah, it's just the note taker. It's just the note takers that's left.
Okay. I saw Indigo's. Did I add Indigo?
Oh, I'm assigned to room 5.
Okay.
Well, I'm not. Are you able to make me co-host?
Yes. 1 second. Did I assign Indigo? Where's
You did, because I don't see her over here. Yeah, I don't see her over here.
so co-host? I just seen her. I don't think she's in.
Yeah, I don't think she is, you know. Because I don't think she's here.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Okay. Cool. I'll jump in one of them. I'll jump in room 3.
Okay, okay. Everyone is coming back. Welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back. 20 more seconds. Everyone should be joining us in exactly 20 seconds. I hope this exercise kind of like allowed you to iron out a few things, get some opinion, get some feedback, and begin to at least start to visualize how you're going to go about getting your feedbacks and things of that nature. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Now, before we discuss what happened within your different groups, I would want us to take a quick 6 minutes break. Okay, quick 6 minutes break just to regulate, and then we'll come back, right? So it's 7:11. Okay, so I would want us to be back around 7:16. Okay, 7:16. The times always throw me off because I'm in Ghana, so we're an hour behind, right? So it always gets me. All right, so yes, so let's quickly take a break. We will be back at 7:16. 7:16. Okay, hold on to your thoughts, hold on to what you've done. We will come back and share. So whilst you're taking a break, if Joanna can hear me, Joanna, I saw your message, I responded. I noticed that you joined the session a little bit later. I got a message in my email, but please go ahead and book another session for when you're available. But it's very, very good to see you. Okay, amazing.
I'm glad to be back. I'll book that in.
Fantastic. Please take your well-needed break. If you don't have anything to do, you can just literally look away from your screen, right? But just for us to kind of regulate ourselves and then be back. Okay. All right. I hope everyone is back. If you're back, please put in the chat, I am back, like I never left. I'm joking. Just put I'm back. Okay, just put I'm back. Now, I really want us to quickly get a general kind of idea of what people are doing in their groups and things of that nature. Okay, so I'm just going to call out names, and if you can share what your plan is, what you're doing, which one are you picking, why, and things of that nature. Now, I'm just going to share the screen so you can see some of the key questions. 1 second. All right. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pick Michelle. Michelle, when you're ready, you can speak to us about where you got to with yours and some of the decisions that you decided to make regarding your validation sprint.
Sure. So in our group, it was, first of all, a super helpful session to just get a POV, because both the people I was paired with already have products on the market. So it was really lovely to hear their experience from validating their own ideas. So my brand is a Gen Z supplements brand that provides cognitive support to help people quit their vices like caffeine and nicotine, things like that. The validation method that I've chosen is the social media ads. And the reason for that is that I had done a bit of a survey in the summer. And so I've kind of already used one validation method, and then my idea evolved. And so I think it would be beneficial for me to kind of test my new direction. And so I've actually seen quite a few like example like ads and ad copy that I think I can mimic from like similar brands. And so my plan is I kind of already have like a TikTok account and Instagram account. And so I'm just going to kind of boost a post with like some of the images that I've generated, and then complete your validation design sprint framework. Not sure what that means, but
Okay, so which platform are you going to test this on?
I was going to just do Instagram, but then now you mentioned that TikTok's a good idea. And so I'm going to look into both, just running like maybe small 10-pound ads on both, just because I have more experience using Meta ads. So I was going to use Instagram, but I'm sure I can figure out TikTok ads as well.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing. Edriza, when you're ready, you can talk to us about yours.
My idea is to create a Christian clothing brand specializing in embroidery and specific sewing techniques. So just making it very graphic. And my main idea of, I've already done some talking, so customer interviewing. So I've already got some primary feedback that way. In understanding, but my main way is going to be from my conversations would be surveys in terms of using my own personal Instagram that has much more followers than obviously my business one, and putting up surveys, questions on there, especially because the basis of my brand is on or focuses with musicians, and I know a lot of musicians and people in the music industry. So yeah, surveys, and then I think collaboration was the one I was leaning more towards once I had that feedback, because I wanted to collaborate with people that do concerts, like things like warehouse worship kind of thing. So doing pop-ups there and getting feedback that way, especially since I went to warehouse worship last year and they had their own pop-up and they sold out so quickly, especially once people see that the people on stage are wearing the clothes that they are being sold. There's a huge correlation between the two. So yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. Jamie, when you're ready.
Oh yeah. So I was with India and Gift. and it was a really good conversation. So wait, sorry, just to be clear, am I just talking about how I would test my idea, or do I do a recap of all three?
No, just your idea.
Okay, just my idea. So, for those who don't know, I have a background in film, and I'm trying to get into directing commercials, if not also content creation, so social media ads, video production basically is the name of the game. And in terms of how I tested out, so I was kind of struggling in some sense at first by myself, but then through the conversation, we highlighted specifically partnership and collaboration. So even Gift mentioned going to like a pop-up store or trade show, and potentially offering to film for free, and then meeting potential clients there. If not, I also brought up that some friends of mine and I have gone to trade shows before to show a show reel. And the other one that we spoke about was collaborations. So even within this cohort, which is something you and I, Obed, have spoken a few times about in our coaching sessions.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that.
No worries.
And just to echo what Jamie just mentioned, we're currently, and if anyone is interested, please send an email to Jamie. Jamie, put your email in the chat for anyone who is interested in getting a video kind of, whether it's a video explainer, whether it's a promo for their business or service. If you're interested in that, please send an email to Jamie, just expressing your interest. This is not a paid thing. It's just for us to get Jamie to get some testimonials and to get some projects under his belt that he can use to get bigger contracts. Okay. Now he will be going through the different businesses and selecting only 4, right, that he finds the most interesting to work with, and we will get in touch with you in terms of working to bring your business service to life. Okay, in a video format. So if you're interested, take down his email, send an email to him expressing your interest. Briefly describe what your business is so that when he's selecting, he knows exactly who he would like to, of course, work with. Last but not least, Gift, when you're ready. I know you wasn't ready.
I was relaxing. Anyways, yeah. So like Jamie said, our section was quite interactive with India and we just brainstormed. So about mine, yeah, we talked about the different validations. I told them about my business. I'm into fashion brand. But I want to launch a ready-to-wear collection. So I thought we discussed that I will be doing using the Google form for a start. And also remember, they also explored pop-up markets during the summer. One of them, which I shared with Jamie, that someone came and offered to take she's a photography student, and she offered to take my photographs of my products and my store, and it actually came out very amazing and made it look bigger than it was actually. So they also explored people's choices and interests, sizes, color preference generally. And also collaborations. We talked about collaborations, how it could be done. And for pre-order tests, I think I've done it, but not in-depthly, but I will still explore it in my collection. So I also produce some samples and test run it. And yeah, flyer, I've also done a word of mouth. I do it always and it comes out well. People also, I give them option to express what they would prefer. So through the meeting we had, I got what will I call it, an idea when creating my Google form. They suggested, I include maybe pictures of what I'll be working with, so people can visually see what they would like. And also allergy as well, talking about what type of materials I'll be using, and yeah, for people to know what exactly, yeah, and it made a whole lot of sense. And yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now,
Yeah.
I want us to look at this quickly, okay, as a group. Now, after sharing your validation plan, ask yourself, and we can discuss it here, and I'm going to be calling people to also give me verification of this. The first thing that I want you to think about is, does this test clearly show customer interest? As in, whatever you're planning to do, will it engage or will it attract people to want to engage with it? Like, please think about it, right? Because a lot of the times, it's not that our idea is not good, it's because of how we've packaged it. Okay, like 60 to 70% of the time, it's not so much about the idea, but how we've packaged it, the plan that you have chosen, the way in which you're going to create, whether it's a video, whether it's a post, does it align with the target group that you say would benefit from using your service or your product? My next question is, can something like this be done this week? Remember, this is validating. This is not for us to go into a whole phase of planning and things of that nature. It should be very straight to the point, right? We're not dancing around it. It's very, very straight to the point. So ask yourself, the thing that I want to do, is it something that I can actually do this week? Can I get it in front of people this week, right? And if you can't, ask yourself, okay, what is the must? What are the important things that I need? Right? And you don't need to get it in front of 50 people. If you can, amazing, right? But for product based, and if you're not running an ad, can you get it in front of 5 people? Can you get it in front of 10 people? Right? We just want to get some information. We just want to get some information. And is success measurable? What I mean by that is, can you quantify success? What I mean by that is your success based on feelings or something that can be quantified like a fact, right? So it's not about, well, I feel people like it, but they didn't really show interest. But I feel like they just didn't understand me, so I still feel like they like it. No, as in, did they engage? What did they say? It has nothing to do with how you feel per se. Okay, I really want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. These 3 questions. Whatever you plan to do, is it measurable? Can it be done this week? Can you get into it this week? And I know for some of us, we spend so much time planning. I know that. I know, right? But this is not a planning thing. This is us taking action. Okay? Does it clearly show customer interest? Okay? Bridget, whatever you've planned, can you measure the success? Is it a quantifiable measurement, or is it based on feelings? Whatever you've planned in your head in terms of what you want to do, what does that success look like to you, Bridget, when you're ready?
Success looks like having people register their interest, with having a brief look at what my platform has to offer. So if they've taken the time to fill out the necessary questions for me to identify where they would fit on my platform, yeah, I think that's what it looks like for me at this beginning stage anyway. And obviously, once I get my tester group, once people are actually testing the platform and providing feedback and actually seeing how the platform can benefit them, that also shows how measurable it is.
Fantastic, fantastic. Sarah, can whatever you've decided to do be done this week?
It could. No, it can't, because what I want to do is pursue like the social media strategies. So I need to start making posts, consistent posts, to have an audience that will reply to the questions that I want to put out. So I'm thinking kind of like sharing, explaining the concept and asking whether they would use this type of service, like using polls or any other way that they can react to the post. So I think it will take a few, I don't know, it depends how consistently I can post, but it would take longer than a week, I think.
Okay.
But do you get what I mean? Like, I want to build not necessarily a following, but I haven't started a business page yet. Maybe if I was to post on my own page, that's another option. I wasn't really, I prefer to make a completely different page just for the business. But if I go about it on my personal page, then it's possible.
Now, I get you in terms of it not being able to be done this week. But I would like, so sometimes it's all about perspective, right? And it's all about us having a place to send people. So some people that advertise on social media don't actually have an account on that social media. The main focus of them running an ad is to send people to their website, send people to a page, right? They're not interested in trying to build X, Y, and Z, right? Because that's going to take a bit more time, because now you have to think about, well, I need to post things on my page so that when people come onto my page, they see that this is an active thing, they see that it's a movement, and it gives more meaning, right? That's one thing. But then if you already have a landing page that basically talks about everything, you can direct your traffic to that landing page for them to do specific, as in leave their email. I mean, answer the questions using your form on your landing page, right? So there's so many ways, but I want you to strip everything, because you just want to get a word, you just want to hear something from people. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing that as well. It's been a pleasure. All right, Bethlehem, when you're ready. Hello? Hello?
Sorry, it keeps muting and unmuting. But I was just going to say to Sarah, I think Reddit might be really good, because I remember what your business was, and there are lots of different like Reddit threads. I think that would be great for like the different people you're trying to target, because I think yours was like a way to like socialize and meet people, and a lot of people on Reddit, I guess, are willing to like talk, communicate, give advice.
Right.
And so if you had like polls or like join the threads, say like there's a keto thread, there's like a fitness thread, those people would probably be interested. And you can even like put your landing page in there. So then you can direct people to like sign up if they are interested on the website. And people can like feedback as well.
Yeah, thanks. That's really true. People on Reddit, there's a lot of chats and forums going on, and I can use it to just validate the idea, even if I don't have the landing page or anywhere to lead them to. So yeah, thank you.
No worries.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that insight. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that insight. Very, very good. Now, I want us to move into our last activity, which is now us putting a plan together, right? A plan together. So this section is us looking at, okay, this is a 2-week plan, right? So week 1, prepare and launch, which is create your post, build your engagement, or start interviews, whatever you want to do. you basically complete the table with what you need to do. Then you provide the, of course, resources that you need. What do you need in order to do what you need to do? Okay. And then success measure is where now you can actually put whatever that success is, you put it in there. Okay. Now within your exercise, Giovanni just sent you an email just now with a Google Doc. And when you scroll down in the Google Doc, you're going to see this table, and I would want you to fill it out. Okay. I believe it's also on in your Typeform form, but you have two of these in different formats. There's a Google Doc version, which has been sent to you right now for you to fill this out. And also you have something also in your worksheets that also helps you to basically fill this out. But this is a quick kind of plan of action that we're going to do. Boom, bam, 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 bam. Like very, very straight to the point. Please don't sensationalize it. Don't try to glamorize it. Don't sprinkle like, you know, seasoning on it. We just need bare like bones of like, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I need. This is what me being able to be successful with it. This is what it looks like. Okay. And then the week 2 is collect and reflect. Collect and reflect. So track results, review feedback, share learnings, right? Resources could be notebook, insights gained, and all that stuff. So I want us to go back into our groups and work this one out. Okay. This is a chance for those of you that maybe didn't have planned something but will take longer. It's a chance again for you to kind of like streamline it, right? Streamline it. So we get the minimum viable thing that we need to just to get something, right? It doesn't need to look perfect. It doesn't need to look amazing, but we need to make sure that it entices the people that we say it entices, right? Is it something that they will be interested in? Okay, so I'm going to put you in your groups. And as always, I'm going to be floating. If you have any questions, please let me know. But right now, we're moving into the place of actually actionable steps. Actionable steps, right? For some of you, I know for most of you, you're coming to the end of your landing page. So we're moving into the actionable steps. And these steps are super, super important. Okay, they're super, super important. All right, when you receive the notification, please go in your group. Make sure you streamline what you need to do. If you're going to work with Business Launchpad, get in touch with us now if you want to do something in collaboration with us. Nadia, I need
Yeah,
to.
I'll say I don't think Nadia's been assigned into.
No, I haven't been assigned, but I was with Michelle and
So
Marie. Yeah, roommate.
Room 8.
Thank you.
Sarah, which room?
I was with Taha. I don't remember his name.
Oh,
The
okay.
architecture firm guy.
Okay, so Taha and Ola. So room
Yeah.
9. All right, fantastic. Room 9, here you go.
Job 2.
Have 15. You put it. Hello,
Hey,
Sarah.
sorry, my laptop died, so I had to connect to my phone. Can you put me back
Oh,
into room 9, please?
absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hiya.
Hello. Hello. Okay. 30 more seconds and everyone will be back. 30 more seconds and everyone will be back. So again, this is a quick plan of action. Okay. It doesn't have to be a perfect plan of action. It just needs to make sense for us to move. My main focus for everyone is to be able to take a step, right? And the step is not revolving around planning, but more so actually starting, like getting in the game. It's my main focus. Okay, so your plan doesn't have to be perfect. The plan doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to have a step, right? It just needs to have a step. And I'm going to call on Nadia. I want to hear your plan of action.
Okay, so my plan of action is, sorry, let me just get it up. So I wrote notes on the sheet. So for my business, me and my team decided that the social media post test would be the best way to go, just because I've already done market stands and sampling, but I haven't really tested anything on socials just yet. So my plan of action was that I'll go through them step by step. So choose your validation method, that was today completed. Prepare and test your materials is over this week. And then posting it would be the whole of next week, so Saturday to Saturday. So we thought that 7-day plan, like 7-day test, would be the best, most accurate. So we were able to see peaks and drops throughout the week and which day tested best and what time. And then the day after it finishes, to gather and analyze feedback and also summarize your learnings at the same time. And then for other, I talk through the learnings and summary with my coach on the session after.
Fantastic.
So that's the plan. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm going to ask Sharita, what is your plan of action? No, I know you wasn't ready. What is your plan of action?
Okay. So my chosen validation methods is social media, surveys, and polls. Prepare your test materials. So I'm probably giving myself about a week or so to get that done. To be honest, I've also put in there as a note when I have a one-to-one with you, Obed, that we're gonna just to speak about how to go forward in regards to those things. I'm not really too clued up on that side of thing in social media. Execute your validation test. Execute your validation test. So I've more put like timeframes of when I'm gonna actually do kind of like get these things done. And also one of the main things is because mine is it's more service based. So there's a lot of things that I haven't really done in regards to my business. So kind of like going back and trying to go looking back at my email list and contacting my clients and doing it service based that way. So kind of sending them my survey and asking them if they're willing to fill it out and just give me a bit more of insight if they have any interest in it is what I offer. However, obviously I do bouncy castles and soft play, but I do branch out to community events. So where I'm trying to push more to the community event side, it would be good to kind of have an idea as to whether it's an interest to the community and if there's any changes that I would need to make. Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I can't wait for our one-to-one session. But so far, I like how it's moving, right? Very actionable talks, which is my favorite. Now, the next thing I want you to be aware of is that we have validation tracker. This is still in that document that was sent to you just a while ago. Now, this is for you to just track what is going on. Okay, add notes and things of that nature, just so that you can stay on top of what you're doing. And sometimes you need to know, okay, is it working? Is it not? Let me pivot. Don't wait for things to totally crash, right? It's just a way for you to monitor things, right? Especially for those that are running ads, for those that are going into spaces to get feedback. If you see that people are not responding, don't keep doing it, right? Quickly readjust yourself, pivot. It's the whole essence of being an entrepreneur, problem solving. Okay, so this is a way for you to be able to track the different things that's going on so that you can make decisions, or even in your one-to-one sessions, you can speak to your coach about X, Y, and Z, right? I believe Vivian soft launch is tomorrow. We've had so many sessions coming up to it because we want to make sure that everything is aligned, right? We've had like short sessions about, I believe about 3 or 4, right? Just so that to make sure things align. So this is a tracker for you so that when you have sessions or something is going wrong, you get in touch. Don't wait for it to crumble, then get in touch. Okay, so this is something for you to keep. And of course, the homework is implement your 2-week validation test. It's as simple to the, like, there's no faffing around, like really implement it, right? And this is with your business coaches. So you need to be speaking to your business coaches if you don't have clarity. If you feel like, oh, okay, I've got this bit, but I don't really know this bit. Like Sharita mentioned, there's bits that she doesn't know and we're going to iron out. But the main focus is to go from 1 to 2, right? We don't want to be dancing around 1 and talking so much that we're not getting to 2. We want to get to 2 quickly. Okay. At any point in time, you need help with the technical side of things. Maxwell is there, I am there, and Jiffa is there as well. So there isn't, I don't want there to be any hiccups for you to feel like you're doing this by yourself. You're not doing it by yourself, but you're definitely the leader. We're just cheerleaders. Okay, you're definitely the leader. So if you don't communicate, it's going to be very hard for us to know what is going on. Okay, some of you, I know you wait till your one-to-one sessions for certain things, but prioritize it. If the issue is urgent, please don't sit there and wait for your next one-to-one session to happen before you speak to someone. Okay, the group is there. You have all our numbers, emails. You can book one-to-one sessions. There's so many ways you can get to us. So please don't, because right now we're moving into the actionable things, right? Some of you may be getting rejections and it will just knock your confidence down. Don't sit there like feeling sorry for yourself. Speak to someone. You can speak to any of the participants in your group. You can message me. You can message Kemi, Giovanni, Indigo, just so that we can pivot. We can help you to deal with things a lot better. Okay. As always, we do have the feedback. Please scan it and provide the feedback. And of course, whilst we're doing this, I'm going to say, it's always a pleasure to have a session with you. And this is my last group sessions. The rest will be by different people, but it has been nothing but a great journey in terms of having my sessions with you. Always, always thought-provoking, always a learning curve for me as well. Just listen to some of your thoughts. Remember, I'm also a business owner. So a lot of these things that you lot are talking about, I'm about to go and implement it myself, okay? So it's just us collectively learning, but making sure that we're holding each other accountable in terms of the different journeys and the different things that we're offering to our target audience, okay? Please complete the feedback form. When you're done, please put done in the chat, just so that you can go and have your last meal, whatever you need to do before you go sleep, okay? But of course, it's always, always a pleasure. Aisha, Vivian, you both have your hands up. It's a race now. Whoever unmutes the quickest.
Hi. Sorry. I just wanted to quickly share that I have 2 guest tickets to a Creative Freelancers networking event, and I'm just putting the link in the chat so you can read about it. But if anyone is interested in joining, it's on the 30th of October. Do send me a message on WhatsApp, or the first 2 people to message me on WhatsApp can get the tickets. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Alicia.
Cool. Oh, great. I guess Janine and Nadia.
Wow, that was quick. That was very quick. Wow. Okay. Very good.
But if I can get more, I'll let the group know as well. Yeah.
Yes. Vivian, when you're ready.
Hi. So I was just saying that when I scanned the QR form, I think it took me back to the set of activities we did today. So
Do you want to make sure that we have the feedback link in the chat? One is just going to make sure we've got it in the chat.
Yeah, I'm just going to look for it. Just going to look for it now.
Okay, just bear with us. Bear with us. I don't have my BLP ID.
What's your name? Okay, Janine. I will email it over to you.
I think the BLP ID is optional. As long as you have your name, we'll be able to know.
There actually isn't a feedback form for this week. I can't see it over here.
Okay. If there's no feedback, I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. I know we're 8 minutes over. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining. And as always, for those that I have one-to-one sessions with, please go ahead and book your sessions. If you have one-to-one sessions with Kemi, please go ahead and book it, right? This week is super important. It's about doing. So it's always a pleasure, but let's get doing.
Thank you so much. It was amazing. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank